Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the latest generation for the BMW M440i Gran Coupe. This model is finished off in Brooklyn Gray Metallic. They have a starting MSRP just over $66,000. So we have pretty much the M340i with a lot more practicality in the rear, as you will see. So we'll start off with what this is powered by, which is the 3-liter twin power turbo inline 6. It's paired to both the 48-volt hybrid system along with the 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 386 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. This model here is rear-wheel drive. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds with a top speed of 130 miles an hour. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, you'll notice there's a lot of gloss black for this model, where this also features a forward-facing camera. There's parking sensors, the sensor for distance pacing, and then lots of active grille shutters located throughout the back side of that to provide additional cooling when needed. There's also some massive inlets on both corners, and then a dark housing for all of the LEDs up front. You'll notice really nice contoured lines in the lower section, and then some crisp points coming down the hood there. This also has a really cool design for the two-tone wheels, where there's the blue M Sport brakes, more gloss black trim accents for the lower section there. It's also on the power folding side mirrors where there's a camera and a turn signal. It's on the rest of the window trim too. And this model also gets a sunroof as well. Now you'll notice that flush design for the door handles, which is a new look from BMW, and then some very nice lines that flow down the side. This also gets a small body colored spoiler. The backup camera is right in the BMW badge. There's LEDs for all of the lighting. You have parking sensors, more gloss black, and the dual exhaust. And then with the 440i, it looks like a sedan, but you get a lot more practicality with this model because it has that hatchback design. So in the back, there's no storage underneath the floor, but you still have a large opening. You have some storage bins on both sides. You can remove this and you can fold the seats down. So if you have some larger items, maybe some small bikes, something irregularly shaped like that, you have a little bit more practicality with this sedan. Now you can also just close that, or you can lock the vehicle as well. If you do lock the vehicle, grab any door handle. You can use them to lock and unlock this. For the interior, you'll notice the red leather. Really nice combo with the Brooklyn Gray. Now there's ambient lighting, all of the brushed aluminum accents, Harman Kardon for the audio, and then storage in the lower section. And then you can only fold down the back seats from back here. So just pull on that release there by the headrest, and that is how you can do it. And then at 5'10", it's pretty easy to get into the back. I have plenty of room. There's vents, temperatures, auxiliaries too. You have no storage bins behind the seats, however, but you do have the armrest and a cup holder storage in the middle. Now you can also fold down this middle seat if you need to, and then you have the small windows right there to better see around those pillars. Now at 5'10", I'm just barely touching the headliner. So for its overall design, it's still practical for adults to be in the back. Up front, you get memory seating adjustments for your driver, your window, side mirror controls, the trunk release, and then all the same materials there, of course. Now you do have automatic front seats with the one manual leg support there, and it has a pretty small door sill, so it's easy to enter. And as we start this up, we have a flat bottom leather steering wheel with a lot of brushed aluminum accents. It's even on the paddle shifters. On this left side, there's all the cruise control settings. And then on the right, you have volume tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. And then you can go through a lot of information, both within the head-up display and within the gauge cluster itself here. So just depending on the info that you would like to pull up, you can scroll through all of this content. You can also go into your layout and view it just in a little bit different of an orientation, and then go through a few settings in the head-up display. Now there's headlight adjustments, one air vent, and then with the infotainment system, you have a fixed row in the lower section. So you can always get to all that information, and you can also use the controls down below to further get through this. This is equipped with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then several icons to go through and configure as needed. Now on the home screen, you do have this split view. You can customize these widgets on the left side, just depending on what you would like to see. You can get into your climates, your nav, and music, and then this has heated seats, a heated steering wheel, and temperature adjustments. Now there's ambient lighting underneath that with some vents. There's volume tuning and defrosters. This also has wireless charging, cup holders, and auxiliaries. And then there's the shortcuts for that screen. Very helpful to have those so you don't have to reach for the screen. Now there's ambient lighting on the shifter. Simply just push that forwards and you can bring up all of the camera angles that you could possibly want. This even has automatic parking and backup assistance to help further aid you depending on the situation that you are in. You have drive, and then the sport mode allows you to use the paddle shifters. Park is located behind that. There's traction control along with the full view for the forward-facing camera. You have parking sensors, engine start stop, and then a few different driving modes. This will change the exhaust and the throttle response slightly. Auto hold and the e-brake. You get an auxiliary with storage in the armrest, a locking glove box with plenty of space, and then garage door buttons, dome lights, and the automatic adjustments for the sunshade and sunroof. And then here's a look at visibility, where it's pretty easy to see over both shoulders. So for this hatchback style design, it doesn't hinder visibility. And we're still in Sport Plus, second gear, here we go. And just a minor acceleration. This has a lot more potential than what I'm doing today. Definitely going to be a fun vehicle though in the higher RPM range. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the 440i with the latest technology from BMW. I think this is a really nice layout. Everything is easy to use, and you have a lot of tech. You have a lot of different options, of course, too, just depending on your budget and what you are looking to get from your daily driver. But as you can tell, very easy to see. I've had no issues with visibility. The rear end is shaped differently, of course, than the 340, more of that traditional sedan vibe, but you still have plenty of visibility around this vehicle. Now let's talk real quick about the driving modes, because as I put it into comfort, the exhaust didn't change too much, but you will have less throttle response, and of course you have the different display colors and themes for the different modes. But just depending on how you're driving, you have those options if you would like to use them. I do wish there were maybe a few more settings within that, but a lot of the BMW M cars or the M Light cars like what we're in right now at least have a few that you can go through. If you wanted something more than this, obviously you would go with an M car like the M3. If you wanted a four-doored, you could get that where you have so much more performance features. So again, just depending on the driving that you're doing and what you're looking to do from or with your daily driver. But the M440 is a great option. I don't see them quite as often. I think the 340 is a little bit more popular than this, but you have the same car, just the back end is different. So it's a really good alternative if you like that car, but you need a little bit more cargo space. So that is going to wrap it up for the BMW M440i Gran Coupe. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Mini for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.